Have you ever wondered about places on Earth where mysteries are as deep as the oceans? We're about to dive into tales of the most enigmatic spots known to man. From the vanishing echoes of Joyer Verde in the vast Amazon to the eerie silence of the Superstition Mountains. These aren't just locations, they're puzzles that defy explanation. Get ready to journey through the unexplained and the inexplicable. Number 10 is Bennington Triangle. Nestled in the shadowy forests of Vermont lies the enigmatic Bennington Triangle, an area wrapped in mystery and legend. At its heart is Glastonbury Mountain, a place where the unexplainable feels almost ordinary, and where a series of bizarre disappearances in the 1940s and 1950s have left an indelible mark on local folklore. The Triangle, a term coined in 1992, is notorious for its stranger phenomena: UFO sightings, mysterious woodland creatures, and airy lights. In 1945, Mitty Rivers, an experienced hunting guide, led a party in the woods and simply vanished, leaving behind a solitary rifle cartridge. Then, in 1946, Paula Weldon, an 18-year-old student, went hiking and never returned. Witnesses last saw her before she turned a corner on the trail, only to disappear into thin air. The mystery deepened with the disappearance of James Tedford in 1949. A veteran returning home on a bus, Tedford was there one moment and gone the next, his belongings left behind as if he had simply vanished into the void. In 1950, the Triangle claimed its youngest victim, Paul Jepson, an 8-year-old boy. He disappeared while playing, triggering a massive search that turned up nothing. Just 16 days later, Frida Langer also vanished near Glastonbury Mountain, only to be found dead 7 months later in an area that had been thoroughly searched with no cause of death discernible. These unexplained disappearances have spawned countless theories. Some believe a serial killer was at work, while others blame the paranormal, suggesting the area is a portal to the unknown. There are those who speak of an ancient Indian curse or speculate that disorienting wind patterns led these souls astray. Number 9 is Roanoke Colony. In 1587, a small colony was established on a remote island off North America's eastern coast, marking the start of a mystery that has echoed through the ages. This is the story of Roanoke, the lost colony, an enigmatic chapter in American history that remains unsolved. A group of English settlers aimed to plant the first permanent New World colony, but destiny had other designs. John White, the colony's leader, sailed to England to gather essential resources and aid. 3 years later, his return was met with an eerie sight. The settlement was deserted, his family and fellow settlers had disappeared. The solitary clue, the cryptic word Croatoan, and the letters Crow etched into the trees. The fate of these settlers has sparked numerous theories. A prevalent belief suggests they relocated to Croatoan Island, now known as Hatteras Island, home to the Hatteras Indians. Could the settlers have joined the tribe, blending into their community for survival? Adding to the enigma are the Dare stones, claimed to bear messages from Eleanor Dare, John White's daughter. These stones, if genuine, offer glimpses into the colony's fate. However, their authenticity is heavily debated, with many considering them forgeries. The mystery of Roanoke continues to captivate. A tale of a colony vanished. It stands as one of history's most intriguing unsolved mysteries, a silent echo of a past that still awaits revelation. Number 8, Bermuda Triangle. In the mysterious expanse of the Bermuda Triangle, a series of chilling stories has fueled the legend of this feared maritime corridor. Each tale, more perplexing than the last, continues to baffle and intrigue. First, the tale of the Mary Celeste. Found drifting on December 4, 1872, this ship was intact but eerily empty. Captain Benjamin Briggs, his family, and crew had vanished without a trace, leaving behind their belongings. A missing lifeboat and some empty barrels in the cargo were the only clues. Despite many theories, no one knows what happened to those on board. Then, there's the Ellen Austin's strange encounter in 1881. This ship found an abandoned schooner near the Bermuda Triangle. After watching it for 2 days, Captain Baker boarded it, finding it empty but in good condition. He sent a crew to bring it along, but a storm separated them. When found again, the ship was empty, repeating this mysterious cycle again. The USS Cyclops' disappearance in 1918 adds to the triangle's mystique. The large Navy ship with over 300 crew members vanished while traveling from Brazil to Baltimore. There were no distress calls, no debris, just a silent disappearance. This event marks the largest loss of life in the U.S. Navy's history from a single incident. The Carol A. Deering, found in 1921, is another enigma. Stranded on Hatteras Diamond Shoals, North Carolina, it was a ghost ship, abandoned, with the crew's belongings and navigational equipment left behind. The crew's disappearance remains a mystery, adding to the Bermuda Triangle's eerie lore. These tales, each baffling and unique, contribute to the Bermuda Triangle's reputation as a place of unexplained phenomena, where ships and crews disappear without a trace, leaving behind only questions and mysteries. Number 7. Mount Shasta. Mount Shasta, shrouded in mystery and revered as a sacred place, is the backdrop for some of the most baffling disappearances ever recorded. These stories, emerging from the dense forests and steep slopes, are as chilling as they are perplexing. The disappearance of 15-year-old Austin William Sparks. Austin, dealing with emotional struggles, was last seen walking through a snowstorm towards a local cafe. His tracks led to a remote riverbank and then abruptly ended. The search parties were baffled. How did a boy, unequipped for such harsh conditions, reach such an isolated area? And where did he go after reaching the river? Austin's fate remains an unsolved enigma, adding to Mount Shasta's mystique. Mount Shasta's allure isn't just in its natural beauty, but also in the inexplicable stories it harbors. These disappearances are more than just cold cases. They are narratives that challenge our understanding of the world. Each story, each unanswered question about Mount Shasta adds to the sense of awe and unease, making it a place of wonder and, perhaps, of warning. Number 6 is Yellowhead Highway. Welcome to the Highway of Tears, a long road in British Columbia, Canada, that holds many sad and unsolved mysteries. This road is known for the disappearances and unsolved murders of many people, especially Indigenous women, since 1969. Although the police say 18 cases are linked to this highway, many believe the real number is over 40. Picture this: a young woman hitchhiking along this lonely road, hoping for a safe ride. Tragically, some of these journeys end in ways no one can explain. One such story is of Ramona Wilson, a 16-year-old girl who vanished in 1994. Her body was found near an airport a year later. Another is Alberta Williams, whose life was cut short, her body found near Prince Rupert. These stories and many others remain unsolved, leaving families waiting for answers. In 2005, the RCMP, Canada's National Police, started a special project called EPANA to find out what happened to these missing people. They used new science methods to try to solve these mysteries. But even with all their work, many stories are still left without an ending. As we go down this highway of tears, it's not just a road. It tells stories of people who disappeared and the families still looking for them. This place reminds us of the ongoing fight for justice. It's a road that stands for the never-ending search for the truth. Number 5 is Yosemite National Park. In the sprawling wilderness of Yosemite National Park, a series of mysterious disappearances have puzzled both authorities and visitors. Each case is a haunting reminder of the park's untamed beauty and the unexplained mysteries it holds. Take the case of Joel Thomason, who embarked on a solo hike in 2021 from Hetch Hetchy to Lake Eleanor, perhaps even venturing as far as the Grand Canyon of the Tuolumne River. Joel, an avid adventurer, vanished without a trace. Yosemite Search and Rescue have since appealed to the public for any sightings of Joel or his distinctive equipment. Then, there's the baffling disappearance of Sandra Johnson Hughes in 2020. A 54-year-old experienced traveler, Sandra was last seen near Chiquito Pass Trailhead in Madera County. After a vehicle crash, she refused help and walked away, only to disappear into the wilderness. Days later, her sleeping bag was found off-trail within Yosemite, yet Sandra herself remained missing. Despite extensive searches, her whereabouts are still unknown. Another mysterious case is that of Peter Jackson. a 74-year-old who disappeared in 2016. Peter was in excellent physical condition with no known medical concerns. He had texted his son about his trip to Yosemite but never returned from a day hike starting at White Wolf Campground. His car was left at the campground, and years later, his pack was found between Aspen Valley and Smith Peak, deepening the enigma of his disappearance. These missing persons in Yosemite are more than just unsolved cases. They're stark reminders of the park's vast and unpredictable nature. While its beauty is undeniable, these stories echo a cautionary tale about the wilderness. Number 4, Olympic National Park. In the mysterious depths of Washington State's Olympic National Park, 2 chilling disappearances unfolded, each weaving a tale of intrigue and unanswered questions. In April 2017, Jacob Gray, a 22-year-old adventure enthusiast, braved a rainstorm to cycle into the park. His journey took a mysterious turn when he vanished without a trace. His bike and camping gear were found near the Sol Duc River, yet no other sign of Jacob was ever discovered. The months-long search operations involving numerous volunteers and park rangers yielded no clues, leaving his fate shrouded in mystery. Parallel to Jacob's story is that of James Griffin, an experienced hiker who disappeared in December 2014 during a day hike to the Olympic hot springs. His last known location was at the springs, soaking and unwinding. Yet, as he left to return to his car, James seemed to step into oblivion. His day pack, along with some food and personal items, was later found near the trail, meticulously placed, but James was nowhere to be found. A month later, in a tragic turn, James's body was discovered a considerable distance away from the trail, in a steep and dense part of the forest, with hypothermia cited as the cause of death. Both these stories, set against the backdrop of the vast Olympic National Park, speak to the unpredictable and often perilous nature of wilderness adventures. They serve as somber reminders of how quickly a routine hike or bike ride can turn into a life-altering event. Number 3, Superstition Mountains. Nestled in Arizona's arid landscape, the Superstition Mountains, less than an hour from Phoenix, beckon adventurers with their rugged beauty. However, this hiking haven in the Sonoran Desert is as dangerous as it is captivating, shrouded in a history of chilling disappearances. The Superstition Wilderness area sprawls over 160,200 acres, offering ancient rock carvings. But the mountains hide more than just natural wonders. In a 2015 interview, George Johnston from the Superstition Mountain Museum revealed an unsettling truth. Each year, an average of 4 to 5 hikers meet their demise in these mountains, often lured by the legend of the Lost Dutchman's gold mine. This legend dates back to the late 1800s when Jacob Waltz, a German immigrant, claimed to have found a rich gold mine, previously owned by the ill-fated Peralta family. Despite his attempts to reveal its location before his death in 1891, the mine's whereabouts remained a mystery, igniting a deadly treasure hunt. The mountains have claimed many lives. In 2010, 3 Utah hikers, Curtis Merworth, Ardean Charles, and Malcolm Meeks, embarked on a quest for the mine, only to be found deceased months later, victims of the harsh wilderness. Jesse Capen's 2009 expedition ended similarly, with his remains discovered years later. Even locals like Cayman Welch have disappeared within these treacherous slopes. The Superstition Mountains, while offering spectacular trails and glimpses into history, also serve as a stark reminder of nature's unpredictability. Number 2 is the Alaska Triangle. In the wild and remote stretches of Alaska, there's a place that's full of mystery and unanswered questions: the Alaska Triangle. It's a huge area that connects Anchorage, Juneau, and Utqiagvik, and it's known for a surprising and eerie reason. More people have gone missing here than almost anywhere else in the world. Since the 1970s, over 20,000 people have disappeared in this area, which is a lot, especially considering not many people live in Alaska. Every year, about 250 people go missing here, which is double what you'd expect for the whole country. Some of the people who vanished in the Alaska Triangle were pretty well known, like Thomas Hale Boggs Sr., a big-time politician, and Nick Begish, an Alaska congressman. They were flying from Anchorage to Juneau in 1972 when they just disappeared, along with their pilot and one more person. Even with a huge search, no one ever found out what happened to them, which has led to all sorts of wild theories. There's also the story of Gary Frank Southerton, a young guy from New York who went to Alaska to hunt in the 1970s. He never came back, and years later, someone found a skull that turned out to be his. It seems like a bear might have attacked him. Some people talk about strange magnetic fields or even aliens, but the real reason so many people go missing is probably just how wild and unforgiving Alaska is. So, the Alaska Triangle, with its deep forests and icy mountains, keeps its secrets. It's a reminder of how wild and powerful nature can be. Number 1, and the most thrilling, is Hoyer Verde. In the dense, enigmatic Amazon rainforest, a baffling mystery echoes, the tale of Hoyer Verde, a village that might have been a mirage. Said to once house 600 residents, this village reportedly vanished, leaving a haunting void in its wake. The name Hoyer Verde, an unusual mix of Dutch and Portuguese, translates to green hoar. This linguistic oddity deepens the mystery. Not a single mention of Hoyer Verde in Brazilian archives, no records in census data, nor any tales in local folklore. Its absence from official documents suggests it may never have existed. Yet the story emerged in Pravda, a Russian newspaper, adding an element of international intrigue to this already perplexing tale. Legend tells of Hoyer Verde's eerie disappearance. All 600 of its inhabitants gone without a trace, leaving behind only a gun and a cryptic message: there is no salvation. The scene was devoid of violence, an unsettling quietness marking the spot where a village once stood or perhaps never did. Was Hoyer Verde an impromptu exodus, its people fleeing an unrecorded danger, disappearing into the Amazon's depths? Or is it a fabrication, a mythical village woven into the fabric of Amazonian legends? Ever felt the urge to explore a place like this? Got the guts to take on such an adventure? If that's a resounding yes, go ahead and smash that like button on this video. But remember to always play it safe. Stick to all the safety tips and tricks, because let's be real, your life's way more precious than any thrill. Stay adventurous, but stay safe, folks.